Most trips with a toddler revolve around naps, snacks, and figuring out where to take a break. Everything takes a little more planning and a lot more flexibility. But cruises are a little different. Your room is always nearby, food is everywhere, and everything happens in one place. So before this trip, we had a feeling that cruising might actually make traveling with a toddler easier. Our son had technically already been on a cruise once before, but he was much younger then. This time he was old enough to experience everything a little more, and we were curious to see what traveling with a toddler at sea would really be like. Getting there, of course, is still part of the adventure. Airports with a toddler are never completely predictable. Between security lines, boarding calls, and keeping a small human entertained, the trip usually starts long before the vacation does. But once we finally arrived at the cruise terminal, something shifted. There's a certain excitement when you're about to board a ship. Families everywhere, luggage rolling across the floor, and that moment when the ship finally comes into view. And for our son, it was something completely new. Walking onto the ship for the first time feels a little like entering a floating city. Music is playing, crew members are welcoming everyone aboard, and suddenly you're surrounded by restaurants, decks, and hallways that seem to go on forever. For a toddler, that kind of environment is basically an endless playground.
It's your dad's song. It's your song. You love this song, don't you? We're on the ship. Yeah, we're on the ship.
The one thing we noticed right away was how convenient everything felt. If our son needed a break, the room was just a short walk away. If someone was hungry, there was always somewhere nearby to grab something to eat. And if we wanted to explore, the entire ship was right there waiting. It's a very different rhythm compared to most trips. There's no driving across town, no searching for restaurants, and no long travel days between places. Everything is already around you.
it? Life is better on a cruise. Perfect.
Of course, traveling with a toddler still comes with its moments. Some days are smooth, other moments require a little patience. But the ship actually made a lot of those situations easier to handle. There were open spaces to walk around, new things to look at, and plenty of little discoveries along the way.
Hey. Are you dancing? He's feeling the vibe in this place. Oh.
And for our son, every corner of the ship seemed to offer something new. From watching the ocean stretch endlessly into the distance, to exploring the decks and seeing what was around the next corner.
Good night.
So if you speak Tagalog, you will repeat it. One of those things that stood out the most during the trip was how relaxed the pace felt. There was no rush to see everything all at once. Some days were spent exploring the ship. Other days were about getting off and experiencing new places. But even on the busier days, the ship always felt like a home base. A place where we could return, regroup, and start the next part of the adventure. Want a sip? It's good. Looking back, cruising with a toddler turned out to be a lot more manageable than we expected. Not because everything went perfectly, but because the environment of the ship naturally made family travel a little easier. Everything was close, everything was simple, and it allowed us to focus less on logistics and more on just enjoying the experience together. Trips like this tend to become a collection of small moments. A first look at the ocean, a new place to explore, or a simple moment where everyone is just enjoying being together. And sometimes those moments are the ones that stay with you the longest. our family, this cruise became something more than just a vacation. It was a chance to slow down, explore somewhere new, and see the world a little differently through our son's eyes. And if you're wondering whether cruising works with a toddler, our experience might surprise you.